Eldritch Foundry, a longtime supporter of the channel, have reached out to me to make another video this month. Normally when I'm making a video for them, I just pick a model that I need for my D&D campaigns, whether it be an NPC, a character I want to play, or something that the team have to interact with. But in today's video, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I've had the idea in the back of my head of a living Tomb King's army for quite a long time now, and I want to see if I could bring that to reality in today's video. So let's dive in and see if it can be done. Okay, so as per usual, I jumped into the Eldritch Foundry program and started to design a character. Now, to be brutally honest, this wasn't the plan for today's video. This is a crazy sidetrack. I was building up this other kind of bruiser orc character. I was going to act as a bodyguard for another character. And I was just going through the pre-set costumes and came across this pharaoh style design. And then immediately I was like, oh, it's cool, very, very Tomb King-esque. And then my mind remembered back in the day, someone had created a living Tomb King's army. I can't remember what parts they used, but they used all legitimate Games Workshop parts, converted them up, painted it up. I think it was featured in a White Dwarf as well, but I can't even remember what it looked like. But the concept of a living Tomb King's army stuck in my head for a long time. I thought it was really cool. So I used the Eldritch Foundry program, went back in, changed it up, designed an entirely new character using this costume. They already have the Khopesh. They have a shield that works pretty good. They've got the option for square bases. I gave him a sandy dune base and decided to choose a epic combat pose. And Bob's your uncle, I had myself a living Tomb King. And that was just a very cool experience. Once again, I've talked about this before in pretty much every 3D printing video I have, because I still haven't gotten over the magic of a miniature not existing in the morning. It being goop in a bottle. And then by the end of the day, you have a beautiful new miniature to build and paint and play games with. We're living in the future, people. Adding to that the extra step where you get to design an entirely new character, like this guy. No one else has had this character in their hand before. No one else has ever built this model before. It is just mine, and now I have it, and that's just so cool. The first task I had to do after that was, of course, figure out what Egyptian skin was going to be like, because my idiot brain immediately went for Caucasian skin tones, but that's not what Egyptians would have looked like. So I had to play around with some of the darker skin tones, and that was a lot of fun trying to figure that out. Hopefully I did an okay job. It's not something I have a lot of experience with, but it's something I want to do a whole video on in the near future, working out different like ethnicities of skin tone. I said that word all wrong, but you know what I mean. So with this scene, I obviously wanted to include the traditional Tomb King's style. Obviously, he's got a Khopesh. I want to have that turquoise, the gold, the silver, and I just want it to be awesome. So I chose a fairly simple, nice pose sword held high, shield out forward, meaning that if I printed off, 17 or 16 more of these guys, they would rank up. Why 16 more? Because I also need to get a command group, which I actually already did design and paid for the models of. So I've got a banner bearer, a musician, which didn't actually have the correct musician options that I wanted to. They have a lot of violins and banjos, but no horn instruments. So maybe that's something that Eldritch Foundry could add in at some point. That would be awesome. Some other options for musical instruments. And then of course a champion would just get a more ornate sword, or maybe double Khopeshes and stuff like that. This will allow you to print off as many as you want, rank and file soldiers, and create as big a unit as you want. You could, of course, then take the exact same design as this, swap the weapons out for a bow, and have an archer unit as well. So perhaps it's something you will see in the near future. I do generally quite enjoy creating these videos and getting to play around on the Eldritch Foundry's website. If you want to check out that website yourself, I will of course leave it linked down in the description below. The fun thing about it is you don't have to pay a penny in order to play around on it, so you can design as many characters as you want. And it's only when you decide to either pay for an STL file, pay for a physical miniature, which they can ship to your front door, or if you want to stretch that magic even further, they now have a built-in option where you basically get to go over to an MS Paint style part of the website and fully paint in your miniature on the website, and then have that delivered straight to your front door. And that model will then get 3D printed in color and sent to your house. Like, I said at the beginning of this video that we're living in the future, and this is a whole other step. This is only the beginning of this kind of technology, the idea that we will at one stage be able to design a miniature, color it in, print it out, fully colored in, and ready to play games with is just insane. I, of course, enjoy painting miniatures, as is this guy here. I painted this guy up myself. I had a lot of fun with him. He's like my cyberpunk, like street hoodlum. But then I also took the website and I designed this one, which is fully colored in by them, 3D printed as it is, and sent to my front door. So this is the quality that we are currently at with this technology, and I must say it looks pretty good, especially if you're someone who loves D&D miniatures or any kind of role play setting. You want to design your characters and you're not big into painting or modeling or anything like that. You want to have these awesome miniatures pre-colored and sent to you, then look no further than Eldritch Foundry. It's a fairly cool option. It's a very new kind of system on the market. I can't wait to see what this looks like in like 10 years time. It's just going to get better and better and better. Okay, so here I am starting to work up with those different skin tones that I haven't really had a lot of experience with before. And that is, of course, the Blood Reaver Flesh and Night Questor Flesh tones from Games Workshop. These are supposed to represent some darker skin tones. I did not like how kind of, I don't know, pallid and just simple brown they were. I wanted to add a little bit more warmth to them. So in between the Blood Reaver and the Night Questor, I did add a watered down Berserker Bloodshade coat over it. Like I said, just add a little bit more warmth back into those skin tones. Give it a little bit of life. You want that kind of beautiful, like sunburned alban skin kind of area the country or the world has. So we're going to go for that. And then, of course, once that shade is dry, we're going in with that Night Questor, and we're going to take our time and try and kind of break apart all those muscle groups and really do a nice clean highlight on those. As you can see, I'm very much in love with the old world, and I will continue to make as much old world content as humanly possible moving forward. If you enjoy old world content from me, then the best thing you can do is give this video a like, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on all future old world content updates, and also comment on the video what you would like to see moving forward for the old world. If you want to help support the channel even further, there's of course Patreon and channel memberships there, both linked down below as well. You get access to a private Discord server. You can chat to me on a daily basis about your hobby. Get involved with all the different events we host over there, painting competitions or community showcases. And of course, you also get an extra video every single week just for you guys. I think those are some pretty epic reasons to get involved with Patreon and channel membership now. Okay, the model is coming along really nice. Like I said, I didn't have a lot of experience with that kind of skin tone, so please do let me know what you think of it in the comments below. Do you think I nailed it, or do you think I need a little bit more practice? Do you have a triad of colors that you like prefer using for those kind of darker skin tones? If so, which ones are they and what company are they from? So I can maybe check them out myself. Obviously going in with that Sotek green to highlight all those beautiful turquoise colors after we've gotten the skin tones done. Doing as clean a job as possible. I don't know about you guys, but there is a series of Tomb King's books out there. They're now part of the Warhammer Chronicles series. They're just an omnibus, 3 distinctive stories. They're very cool. But the first book actually has the Tomb Kings before they fell to kind of necromantic ways, which means they are the living Tomb Kings. And it was very cool to read about them back in the day, which of course has caused this obsession to blossom in my chest for quite a long time. And it's nice to finally be able to, if the project only ends here, at least I have done one. It can sit on my shelf and I can say that I've ticked that off the little kind of bucket list in the back of my head for miniatures that I want to paint up. I also like with Eldritch Foundry, you can just design a base. So they already had a wavy, sandy base. Put it in square, put that sand on, throw a bit of contrast on top of it, and you're done. You don't have to base your miniatures afterwards. So if I did all these guys the same and I ranked up 20 of them, it's going to look pretty cool. As you can see, going in, highlighting the metallics now, taking my time trying to get a neat and tidy post. This is as far as I got, and this is where I wanted to leave the model. Obviously, it's just a rank and file model, but I really like it. This is my living Tomb King model. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little kind of sidetrack. Like I said, it wasn't the intention of today's video, but I had a lot of fun making it. I'm really happy that I did. It was a nice break from all the other crazy videos that I have to make out there. Please let me know what you think, and make sure you do indeed check out Eldritch Foundry, like I said, linked down below. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end of this video. I'll see you in the next one.